Hi everybody. I know we had some technical issues, so I apologize for that. We're going to get started here very quickly. Let me make sure I can get you guys the link. Since we had to do it kind of a weird way, I'm going to email it to you guys. So hopefully you get it. Okay, email that out to you guys. So hopefully, hey, some of you guys are maybe here. I hope you're here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully you guys make it here shortly. Anyway, if one of my officers could go to this website and just make sure that we are live and you see our PowerPoint.
Yes, I can see it.
Perfect. Okay, woohoo! Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate you guys' patience. I know we lost a few minutes here, but I swear we will get this down at some point. And I did screen capture the those that commented on the last video, so don't feel like you're, not going to get attendance or something, but feel free to add your comment again into the chat box. Something I wanted to just kind of go over real quick is how you get attendance. I covered this a little bit in our informational meeting. I'm like, sorry, all this technical stuff. I'm like, I don't know where I am. So in our informational meeting, I covered how we take attendance. The best way to actually get attendance is to comment in the video. So whether you're here during the live or you're watching this back, just make a comment in the video so that we can count you for attendance for this meeting. For membership, all you need to do is commit to 50% of our meetings, which we only meet like, what is it? Like less than 8 times. So like 4 meetings for the entire semester, and they're all going to be digital like this. So even if you can't attend live, but you can watch it back, you're still going to be able to be accounted for attendance. So make sure you're commenting in the chat box. And then, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I wanted to cover a couple of things that we covered a little bit last time, but I want to kind of go into more depth. And the first thing is we have some new officers. I know most of you are here trying to wait to find out who basically won in our election. So I'm going to go and get started. Maybe I'm going to get started because why not have more technical issues? Hold on. That's right. So why didn't it work? There it goes. Ha! Be smarter than technology. So I thank you. I got reelected as president. Just to kind of go through and give each one of our officers an opportunity to introduce themselves. So I'm going to start, obviously, since I'm president, fortunately. Thank you. I am a senior, graduate in December. I'm a psychology major with a music minor. My career path is ultimately to do psychological research, specifically in the areas of like self and identity. So how we are who we are, what affects the things that we, or the elements to ourselves that create who we are. And, are certain tasks bad for our personality, for our self-development, those sorts of things. So I'm a researcher, not a therapist. I'll leave that to y'all. Our vice president is Goldie. I'm not sure, is Goldie with us right now? Nope, not with us yet. Little preview of who's with us. Goldie is vice president. She was our previous treasurer. She is a graduate student and in the counseling program at NSU, obviously. And her ultimate goal is to go into counseling education and with her PhD. So she's got a little bit of a road ahead of her like I do. But right now she's working through her master's. Kayla, thank you. I appreciate that. Kayla says, I didn't know your specific area was psychology identity. And that's actually very true. Yeah, I don't typically share that because most people don't nerd out with research and all that stuff. So that's probably on me. Kayla, as we were just discussing, is our secretary again this semester. Kayla, do you want to say a little bit of something to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Kayla. I'm a senior. My major is psychology. I haven't declared a minor yet, but my career path is ultimately to be a counselor, so I'll probably pair it with sociology or something. I'm kind of interested in art therapy, so I might go the art route. I don't know why I haven't decided that sooner. So yeah, and I'm secretary. I've been secretary since the spring of this year and with the club since spring of last year. So yeah, just having fun.
Yay. Sorry, we're like bouncing around here. Okay. And then our treasurer is Jamie. Jamie, do you want to say a little something? I know you're here with us, so that'd give you the opportunity. Oh, you're muted. Of course. It's like the bane of everyone's existence when it comes to like Zoom classes and everything else, because you're like, yes, of course I'm muted. Why am I muted?
Yeah. So my name's Jamie. I'm a senior, right? Yeah. I graduate in the spring. I want to go on and do a master's and get a dual like school psychology and LPC. Within that, my specific interest is like LGBTQ youth and like what that experience is like for them. That's pretty much it. This is my first, I've been in the group for a while now, but this is obviously my first semester as an officer. So, hi everybody.
There's Goldie. Goldie, do you want to? You're fine.
I was having issues.
Girl, it's been the day of that apparently. Do you want to say a little bit of something to introduce yourself? I'll see if I can go back to your slide.
Gosh, I look horrible. I'm Goldie. I've been a member and the treasurer of Psych Club for 2 years. This will be my third year at NSU. I'm a grad student. I don't know what else I need to say. Is that good?
Yeah.
I'm the vice president now.
Yeah. What your ultimate goal is? Stuff.
Today, vice president. Tomorrow, I'll rule the world. That just...
I mean...
You know what that's from, then you know how old I am now.
You and me both. And what is your, like, area, like, your specialty? Like, what... Do you prefer to work with a certain group of people? A certain area?
So my my specialty, after I graduate from NSU, I plan to get my LPC, and I want to specialize in clients with alternative lifestyles. And then I also plan to get my PhD in counselor education and supervision.
Cool. Very cool. Sorry, I'm leaving you on there for just a second. I'm trying to get somebody to link.
I probably look horrible because I've been doing homework and cleaning all day.
Girl, you got no idea. You have literally no idea. Okay. Kayla, could you email Di the link, please?
Yes.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm like always the one that's like, hey, so I can do everything. This is what I do.
I sent Erica a link. She messaged me, and so I forwarded the link that you just sent out.
Oh, okay.
To her. So she should be showing up soon, I guess, too.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And public relations is Di, and she is in the chat currently, and hopefully will be joining us in a little bit. She is pretty much going to be the voice of the psychology club to this general student population. She's generally the one who will be making sure flyers are out, and you guys are getting like all the social media information and all of that. Speaking of, fun little tip. We have a lot of social media accounts that we would love to have more followers on. How about I ask Kayla again? Would you be willing to dig up the linktree link that I emailed out for our social media and pop it in the chat?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Gosh, I'm just relying on her heavy right now. But Di is a senior and a psychology major, and she is hoping to go into the master's program of counseling as well. So when she comes in, I will let her do a little spiel as well. And then Sarah is hold on. Okay, sorry. You guys are seeing all kinds of back-end stuff right now. So Sarah is our volunteer chair. So she's going to be heading up all of the volunteer opportunities that we want to do as a club to hopefully help you guys, give you guys resources if you need something for your resume for future employers or graduate school to show that you're active and you're really and taking initiative to do something outside of just your schoolwork, or if you're needing something for class, like for your careers in psychology class. So we've got a lot of opportunities coming up, which I will kind of give you a few that are on the calendar right now. And so I know Sarah, we haven't had our official planning meeting yet, so a lot of the ideas haven't hit our calendar yet, but as soon as we have more information about that, we'll pass it along to you all. But she's going to be heading up our volunteer area. So, maybe. Did I break it? I think I broke it. Did I break it? I break everything. Come on. It's like it just stopped. Why you hate me?
You have to talk nice to it.
You're a pretty PowerPoint. Why? Why you no worky now? Okay. There it goes. Okay, apparently talking nice to it does officially work in the tech field. All right. Dr. Hurst, I did not actually introduce in our informational meeting, and that was completely my fault. Dr. Hurst is our faculty sponsor for our club. So she is basically our connection to faculty and to the university. We do work with the university in other areas, but she is, basically can act in our favor, if you will. If we need to discuss anything with the university, if we have any questions, if we don't know how to do something, if we need something signed. And she's just a great advisor in general about psychology. Dr. Hurst is with us too. Do you want to say something real quick? Let me bring you up. Hey.
Thank you, first of all, for being so kind. I'm Dr. Hurst. I've had a lot of you in class, and so a lot of you are probably familiar with me. If not, my degree is in experimental social psychology. So my PhD is in experimental psychology, but my specialization is social psychology. I graduated from Texas Tech in 2018, and I've been at NSU ever since. And so this is the start of my 3rd year at NSU. And a lot of you have had me in careers, or I guess technically the name is psychology as a career and profession. I just call it careers in psych. But a lot of you have had me for that course. And it's a fun way for me to be able to like mentor a whole class. And so when I was asked to be the faculty sponsor for Psych Club, I was super excited because I feel like this is a way for me to continue to mentor a whole group of people, even if I don't have you in class. And so I'm excited to be your sponsor.
We're glad you're here. We're glad you want to be here too. Okay. You get back to me because we all need to see just my face, right? No. I look like a hot mess today too. It's just hot mess day. Bad technology day. I broke it again. Surely not, right? You're a pretty PowerPoint. Work, please. I beg you. Work. Okay, I'm literally doing everything that I did before. There it goes. Okay. Our mission for the Psychology Club, as I kind of talked about in our informational meeting, is really to be a resource for you all. It basically not just for information about psychology, which of course we all want to talk about because we're psychology majors, most of us. If you're not a psychology major and you just legitimately love psychology, we are so glad you're here too, because we like to talk to people who like the things that we like. It's human nature. So, obviously we want to kind of create that connection with all of our members, just so that we have, friends that we can have good conversations with. But also we want to help be a resource for the things you need to complete your degree, to set you up for, any career paths or graduate schools or whatever you're needing along the way. We want to help be a resource for you. So we basically want to provide relevant information to deepen your knowledge of the area of psychology and to help you succeed. So some of the areas that we want to do and we have done is to provide you with volunteer opportunities, leadership opportunities, and help you network within the field. Not just at NSU, but in other years at this point. We've gone to conferences where we've been able to network with people who work in the field, who do research in the field, who are just straight up interested, and kind of help connect you with those people at those conferences. We've done a million different things. We've helped support people who have done research, all sorts of things. So our biggest thing is we need to hear from you. If you have a need, if you're struggling in a class, if you in general just need somebody to make sure you actually know what you're talking about. If you have an internship you're needing, if you need volunteer hours, if you need to do anything and you need help, we want to be a resource for you. So we want you to reach out so that we can we can help do that. And some of that is not like, if you don't have an immediate need, but you know, like, I really love Quiz Bowl in psychology. I don't know who you are. I know of at least 2 people in my life that applies to. One is not me. But if you enjoy trivia, which we'll talk about in a minute, if you enjoy that kind of stuff and you want to do more of it, we want to help. Like, let's create a group so you guys can work on Quiz Bowl stuff. Fun fact, hopefully in the spring, assuming everything goes all right and they actually have it in person, there's a Quiz Bowl opportunity at a conference in the spring. So we just, like I said, we just want to be like a melting pot of ideas and of things and resources that help you succeed. Our meetings are every other Thursday. Basically, today is the 10th of September, so our next one will be in 2 weeks, which I just totally... 24th. The 24th at 1 o'clock, from 1 to 2 o'clock. And they will be YouTube Live. And we are going to do everything we can not to have issues. And we'll get started on time. Probably by the last meeting, we'll have it down pat, okay? I mean, just give us a little bit of time. A couple of upcoming events. We moved game night because chaos of the first 2 weeks was too much for me. So we're going to hold it next weekend. So not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, the 19th at 7 p.m. And I'll be sending out a link for that. It'll be virtual. And it's literally, we're just going to play games virtually. We've got a whole like program thing. What is that called, Kayla? What is the...
Jackbox games.
That, I don't know why I can never remember
Has
that.
anybody played that before?
Jackbox. It's fun. It is fun. We had a good time. We've done this before. We didn't have a lot of people attend that one, but it was right as like the chaos was happening. So, but we would really love for you to join us. So I will be sending out a link to that in the next day or so. And then the week of the 19th, we are going to do geocaching, which we did touch on that at our last meeting. So awesome. It's going to be super fun. And hopefully it'll be right after midterms. Gosh, I'm speeding this semester up too fast. Okay, so I wanted to go over a couple of things with about membership and clarify a couple of things from previous semesters. Our dues are $10. Most of you know that the dues are actually due today. With your membership, you get discounts on a couple of things that, including Tshirts. The only requirement really is paying your dues and attending 50% of the semester meetings, either in person or this is Facebook Live, but it's actually YouTube Live. And then one thing in previous, like last semester, we were trying to work out with the university to have them approve graduation cords for our members. They did not approve those because the Psychology Honor Society has them. And so it becomes a conflict for whatever reason. So she says she's waiting to join, but I didn't get a... Mer? Did anybody see a pop-up? Sorry, bear with us just a second while she's... Okay, so, I don't know, no pop-up. Okay, let me just make sure that's the link you sent her. Okay, so sorry. Let me get back to this. So because they did not approve the honor cords for members, you can still wear them, just not during graduation. So they can be in all of your photos, anything that is not when you're actually walking, which is unfortunate. It's not something I foresaw happening. I don't know what else to do. But we do want to make them available to you all. So, if you would like to have them, we will have a sign up for the honor cords. It's just not something that you'll be able to wear during graduation, unfortunately. Our officers, which we will be creating a couple of committees inevitably that could be eligible for stoles. The university did approve those for club officers. So basically, to become an officer, you have the same $10 dues, you have the same membership discounts, and then there is a little bit higher expectation of attendance of 75% of meetings. And then the graduation stole is something that you could wear at graduation, and then you'd also be able to have graduation cords that you couldn't wear during graduation. So if you are interested in being on a committee, we would love to have you. And this is an opportunity. I'm sure at some point we'll have to cut it off because not everybody can have an officer position. But if you're interested in that, that is something that we can do. So Jamie, did that answer your question? She just asked, so we have cords and stoles. One thing I will say, okay, perfect. The cords themselves, and I think I put that on the last, they're $8. So if you're thinking ahead and you do want one of those, and you be looking out for that form, and then there'll be a link in there, just the PayPal link. And anytime you're sending money on PayPal, make sure you put your name and what the funds are for. So if you put your dues and your t-shirt money and you lump them together, just make sure you put that in there just so that we know what they're supposed to go for. And that goes for any cords or stole money as well. Our officers, I will talk to you about the details on the stoles at a later date. So again, if you're interested in a committee position, I can include you in that email string. Just need to know that that's something you want to do. Our t-shirts, ta-da! If you missed the emails that I sent out about t-shirts, this is what our t-shirt looks like this semester. The pink Freud is on the front, and then we have our club logo just on the back of right behind the neck. Hopefully fairly subtle, so you're not just rocking side club stuff, but they're super cool. I love them. For members, so if you have paid your dues or you pay your dues at the same time as you're paying your t-shirt money, they're $15. If you do not want to pay your dues and you just want a shirt, they're $20. This goes for all of you. If you know somebody who might want this shirt but doesn't necessarily need to be involved in the site club or want to be, or doesn't even go to NSU, but wants one of these shirts, pass them the link to our t-shirts, our t-shirt order form, or whatever you want to call that. And they would just be paying the non-member pricing at $20. We want to make these available to anyone who is interested. So if you know of anybody who would want this shirt, it's a great opportunity to get it to them. I did not initially send out the form when we started collecting money for t-shirts. So if you paid your t-shirt money, but you have not filled out the form, dig up that email that I sent out and fill the form out so we know what size shirt to buy you. The thing with these, money is due today. So, hey, Kayla, would you mind looking for the PayPal link, putting it in chat?
It is in chat.
Look at you. She's so good. Gosh. Okay, so look in chat for the link for our PayPal. You can forward your money there and just make sure you fill out your form. A couple of the volunteer opportunities that we have on the books or available to our members already. is the Oklahoma Food Bake is looking for volunteers for October. They have very limited spots, but have reached out to us to see if we would be interested in having a few people go. Kayla and I participated, and I think at least one other person participated from NSU. Was that that was 2 semesters ago, right?
I believe so.
I think it was. Time this year has just not made any sense.
Yeah, this year has felt like 5 years.
I know. I'm like, it's September. What happened? I'm confused. Basically, what we did was sort food. They do a lot of different things, but in their warehouse where they keep food for those who, they basically put together little packages for people who need food. And they have like groceries that donate fresh like produce. And one of the things we did, I think there were potatoes. We just helped sort them for good and bad and like sack them up into like grocery sacks so they'd be easy they'd be easy to like give to the people who need them. So it's not super front facing at all. There are other volunteers there, but I know that they have been doing the best they can to have the social distancing and to abide by the best they can to prevent any issues through their volunteers. So if you're interested in doing that, I'll send out an email about it and have a form for you to sign up, but I will also put the link on our linktree, which I don't know that I've seen that linktree link go up yet, but that hopefully we'll get there. I don't know if it's up or not. Jamie did. Okay, Jamie put it in there. So look in the comments for all of the links. But that will be in October, and we need to think as far ahead as we can and look for availability and all that stuff. So, and one of my favorite things, something we've been working on for almost a year now, is our homeless donation bottles. And I actually have an example here. I put one together from what we have collected. Basically, it is a water bottle that we fill with various items like toothpaste and toothbrushes and lotion and snacks and shaving cream and razors and all sorts of stuff. And we've got a table on the first floor of the education building. Most of you probably have seen it, know about it, have heard me talk about it a million times, have seen a flyer. Inevitably, you've heard about it. We are continuing that initiative this semester, and we will hopefully be able to assemble these in November, probably a little before Thanksgiving. I was aiming for maybe one of our last meeting to assemble these bottles, and you would actually be able to have volunteer hours for attending and assisting to put these together. Obviously, we will abide by social distancing. We'll be everybody will wear masks, like the whole thing. But we will try to find a room at the campus and assemble these bottles. I wanted to give you guys an update, and this is a lot of what I wanted to talk about today specifically. We've gotten a lot of donations, and it has been absolutely amazing. I have a few items that we really haven't seen enough donations for, and I wanted to give an update on that so that we could put some focus in on those things. But also kind of give you an update on potentially where we will be able to distribute these. So our first thing that we don't have a lot of are these bottles. So these are wide mouth bottles, and they could actually probably be slightly more wide mouth, but I won't be picky by any means. If we cannot get enough wide mouth bottles, we may want to look at other container sort of things that we can put things in like this. What we want is a container that they could hold water in, hopefully. But this also makes it easier for those that we will be distributing through. So these bottles are one thing. For sure, we need a lot of these. We probably still need some snacks. This is just some fruit leather that somebody donated, but there's, crackers and peanut butter and cheese and just basically they need to be shelf stable, non-refrigerated snacks. Can be beef jerky, doesn't matter what it is. We could use some shaving cream. They really need to try to be these travel sizes for a lot of this stuff. We have some bigger items that have been donated, and that's another reason why I was like, maybe we could come up with another kind of container that we could put together slightly bigger stuff to pass out to them. We do have a lot of toothbrushes, but we still need a few more, so that would be something else. And then soap. This is actually a full bar soap, so preferably like the little hotel size soaps would be really good, or cleansing cloths or anything like that. Erica, backpacks would be great. I have heard that being an option as well. I would be all for that if we could find somebody who would be willing to donate backpacks. So if anybody has a bunch of lightly used backpacks or knows of somebody who might have some that they would be willing to donate to us, that would be amazing too. I'm definitely not opposed to that. And then hand lotion. So this is a travel size. We've got at least one full size bottle, but we're going to be handing these out toward the winter time. So we have quite a few socks. I'm sure we could use more socks. And then we've got some gloves as well. So those, again, we probably could use some more gloves as well. Even if we couldn't fit them in these bottles, that's something that I would probably want to pass out to any recipient of these anyway. So any kind of stuff like the lotions that they might need in the wintertime. We have lip balm and stuff like that, like chapstick. But we have quite a bit of, it's interesting. I laid them all out and I was like, we have a bunch of this kind of thing and this kind of thing. And then we had a few of these and then a lot of this kind of thing. And I was like, some of that's my fault because I coupon, but yeah. So wanted to give you guys some ideas. Also travel Kleenex and probably some Band-Aids. I don't want to do like alcohol swabs or anything like that, just for principle, but like Band-Aids or any of that kind of stuff is probably a good thing for them just to have. Jamie says a lot of companies have those drawstring backpacks that they buy to give out as marketing. Yeah, I bet if we found the right company, they would donate some. I agree with you completely. I think that's a great idea. And I bet you I have several now and I'm sitting here thinking about it. Because, you hang on to them because you're like, well, it's a good backpack. I don't know if I'll ever use it. Well, apparently I will. I'll donate it to the Psych Club. So all of these items, this is not just to get you guys to like be donating, but I wanted to give you all the resources to share with people. So if you have class in person or even in like Zoom where you could get permission from your teacher, just talk about it. Talk about the things that we're looking for and point them to that table on the first floor of the education building to place their donation items. We'll be going by every so often just to empty the box and stuff. But we, part of the psychology club and, in psychology in general is caring for people. And that sometimes, especially in the homeless communities, starts with their basic needs. So we want to start there. And the company or the organization we are hopefully going to be working with, still working out the details on it. They deliver food to the homeless on a regular basis, and they would basically be taking these bottles or backpacks with them and passing them out to those recipients. So the more that we have, the better, because I know that they come across a lot of people, and I would hate for them to only be able to pass it out to a couple. So I really want us to try to, as a club, really promote this, and it doesn't have to just be with, within NSU. If you go to church or something and you want to approach the church to help you promote it, if you have other organizations that you work with that, might want to participate in gathering those items for us, that would be amazing. If you just want to talk to your family, I know my mother-in-law tends to want to like collect things to donate places. So, that's something that I share with her. So I just wanted to kind of touch base with you all about this initiative. Really? I broke it again. Guys, I broke it again. I was going to show you. Okay, there it is. Ha! Something that on that last meeting, whenever we assemble these, we are not only going to assemble them, but we want to have note cards that we can write encouraging notes to them and put in these bottles or backpacks. That's kind of where the approach to psychology comes into this, beyond just their basic needs. Giving them encouragement in a time where a lot of people either aren't thinking about them at all or don't think very positively of that community. It's very vital for them to potentially have success going forward, to have encouragement. And so that's something that I really want us to do. So probably over the next couple of weeks, we will try to put some note cards by the table or on the table there in the education building, that if you wanted to stop by and just write a quick note and throw it in the box, you can. You can also email me the like a quick letter and just say, can we include this in one of the bottles? So I know that Di arrived. Di, do you want to say a little something? I'm pulling up the wrong thing. And just kind of introduce yourself.
Sure.
Di is our public relations officer. Sorry, I kind of was like going to give you an intro while you were thinking about it.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
She's our public relations officer, which we saw like her actual picture some way back in here. But she is our new officer. I'm so excited. So Di, go ahead. I'll let you just, while I'm punching up your slide.
Alrighty. So I'm a senior majoring in psychology and I'm minoring in Spanish. I'm hoping to graduate in May 2021 and then go on to do counseling psych here at NSU. My areas of interest research-wise are working with marginalized populations, LGBT groups, with the focus on resilience and suicide prevention, as well as historical trauma. I have so many areas of interest. It's kind of hard to contain it all. But eventually, I hope to maybe go on and pursue a PhD and do some research and have my research kind of inform my practice. Yeah, that's me.
That's great. Thank you. I just didn't want to like get all the way to the end and then, you didn't get your say. Okay. I wanted to cover one more thing if I can get back to where I was. Well, I'm hunting down the slide. There it is. So we talked a little bit about the quiz bowl / psych trivia. We want to basically come up with ideas. So not just what your needs are, but what you're interested in doing. We want to try to help facilitate that. And so I don't know if, I know was it last semester we did the roundtable discussions? I think it was last semester. Yes, because we didn't get to finish the last one. Yeah. Okay. I was like, when did that happen? We did roundtable discussions last semester talking about bias and the various elements of bias, religious bias, sexual orientation bias, all of the above bias. And so that's one of the things to consider. We could do those again. We could do roundtable discussions where we open it up to the student population to have conversations about psychology and about things that we are interested in. So that's just an idea. Obviously, we want other ideas as well. So if you have initiatives that you really want to work toward, if you are interested in just trivia, or like if you just want to hang out, or you want us to have like a study group. I know a couple of people mentioned that they might be interested in the GRE prep. I want to hear back from you guys if you are interested in that, or if you have any ideas on what you want to see from the psychology club. We can come up with all the ideas under the sun, but if they don't meet your needs or your interests, that's not doing you all any good. So if you have ideas, you can either pop them in the comments or email me, hicks05@nsuok.edu, which is right there. Or you can call me if you want. You might be better off texting me. But if you call me, leave a message, I'll get back to you. But basically, we just really want to hear from you all. I don't get a ton of feedback on what you guys are interested in, or if what we're doing and choosing to focus on are of interest. So I'd love to get some feedback if you guys like the ideas, the directions that we're going. If you join this club looking for something very specific, we have in the past had speakers, and we'd love to continue to do that if that's something you guys would enjoy, where they talk about their area of psychology or resources that NSU has, or 100 different things. So if you would like to hear speakers, if that's something that's of interest, I'd love to hear about that too. Kayla says, over the summer, we did support groups. At one point, we started deciding on general topics such as anxiety and other open conversations about them. That's very good. A very good point. Support groups can be very invaluable, especially at this time where we're socially distanced. So if that's something you guys would like to see starting to happen again, if you would attend support groups, it's completely confidential. Like, we wouldn't be, it's not public. It's something that we would do within a Zoom or a Google Meets, chat. And then it abides by every other counseling expectation where it is private. So what happens in therapy stays in therapy, even though it's not really, it's therapy, but it's basically us talking in a group about what we're dealing with. Kayla says, if we took a poll of topics, would everyone want to vote and have open conversations about psychology? I think it's a great question. I love that idea. She also says, and yes to taking a poll for support groups for whatever we may need during this time. It is very nice to build connections. I agree. I am going to create a Discord, which if you know anything about that kind of thing, it's basically a chat room. It's kind of like a server where information is passed on, and we can do little voice channels where we can go in and talk to each other and stuff, just so that if somebody needs to talk to somebody or needs some quick help or something like that, they can ask questions in there. I have not set that up yet, but I am going to do that. I will make a little video on how to get it all set up. It's not very difficult, but it's something that might help us stay a little more connected. Perfect. Erica, thank you so much for answering that. And Di. So does anybody have any last minute questions? I know we went a couple of minutes over our meeting time. I know we did a basic overview and just kind of went a little bit more in depth. Our future meetings will be more specific on topics. My hope is to have some speakers lined up to come in and talk about a couple of things. So if you have something you're really needing help with or wanting to focus on, share that with us, because we can look for somebody who can hopefully provide that information. So I don't know if you're welcome to continue to just add comments, and we'll go back and read through them. Or like I said, feel free to email me any ideas or comments you guys have. But does anyone else want to say anything from my officers? Everybody's like, cameras off, voice off. We're like, no, we don't do these things. Okay, perfect. Looks like everybody's good. So again, thank you all so much for joining us and being patient with the technology issues. I am literally better at this than I've shown in the last few meetings, but we will get it all sorted. Be on the lookout for the link for next meeting, which, like I said, is the 24th. Was that what I said? 24th, yes, from 1 to 2 o'clock right here. And assuming, I'll have to speak with our speakers, but if they do not have a problem with it being public, you should just be able to go to our YouTube channel and just see the live. But otherwise, just look for the link in your email, and that will take you directly to a private stream like this. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you again for joining us. Bye.